Welcome, everyone, to College Park, Maryland, and the house has been built by guys from Boomer to Diggs. Home to the Maryland Terrapins, where the fans are eager to welcome visitors into the shell. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Virginia Cavaliers, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Maryland Terrapins. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So the Virginia Cavaliers offense takes the field to start this game off. And the adrenaline is pumping. Drive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors and you've got to limit the penalties because those will kill you, Pollard.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. The give out of the gun. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Last time these two got together, it was a tight one, Jesse.
Seems like every time these two teams play, the game just feels faster, right? Because it is a rivalry game. There's just a greater sense of urgency when we see these teams match up.
Yeah, the fans feel it. They know it. There's so much to it. They think about it all year long. When you talk about the next game on the schedule, they're always looking forward to this one.
And the Cavaliers getting set on 1st and 10. The RPO, fire complete to the left. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Now the crowd responding in the red zone, trying to help this defense. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He's right on target. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the 1st.
On the move. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2. These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. They want to run this quarterback. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. The give to the fullback. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Virginia! And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Terrapins offense has its first opportunity of the day. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
Just such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
And the quarterback is snowed under.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And the Terrapins headed quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Safe completion on the screen. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. The Terrapins line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. Virginia has it back. The Cavalier offense headed to the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Brian.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
To the ground with the back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Listen, I know that's not a huge game, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a 4-quarter game.
That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, boom, and making the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
That is just a sideline clinic. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line, they'll have it 1st and 10. Quick pass on the fly motion. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Finds his big tight end. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. Both teams made no secret. They wanted to target their big play receivers, and they've done just that in the 1st. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. The give to the back. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. The give to the tailback. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game isn't.
He's off to the races. And the defense couldn't corral him, and they took it all the way. Dodge down, Terrapins! It's a much-needed life for this offense as they tried to cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. When you're down, you got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Virginia sending its offense back onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they execute.
Just slithered through the tackle, and he's got room to run. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. They really got things moving on this drive. Second play of the drive comes from the 37. Give to the fullback. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
On the option, he'll toss it. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the country in getting first downs. That running back is one of the biggest reasons. He is a weapon.
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. And now on second down for this offense. Wide out in motion. On the move. Tackled, but he has a first down. The Cavaliers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. With jet sweep pass. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Finds a man on the left. Makes the grab and knock down, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. How aggressive will they get on 1st and 10? Looking to move it through the air. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Trying to make magic with his feet. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
And this junior loves to show off that big arm. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the first down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. Don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way.
And he just held on to the football too long, and the defense rode him out of bounds and forced a loss. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia. Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hit in the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
It's complete to the left. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And that's why it's so important to get it to your guys quickly. That's just a simple hitch route. But because the quarterback didn't hesitate, he put it on him right away. He had space to work after he made the catch. Was able to make a defender miss and set up a nice play for the offense.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Maybe a little frustrated after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10 from the 38. Dropping back, it's Burks. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Lofts one high and deep. Touchdown, Maryland! And they'll... on the board.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. He's going to pass. Looking deep down the right side. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Nice job in coverage there. Offense trying to take a shot downfield. The defender able to tip that one up in the air and force it incomplete.
Getting some heat. Fires one high and deep. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Skips away from pressure. He's not afraid to go deep. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most.
And the Cavaliers will kick it off to start the second half. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Quick completion to the right. He's run. Big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. They'll ride the hot hand. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. And the Terrapins will hustle to the line. To the air, it's Burks. He makes the connection. On the move at the 30. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The Terrapins come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll throw it from the red zone. Got his man. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. And the Terrapins trying to cash it in on first and goal. Quarterback on the keeper. And he finds his way out of bounds real close to the goal line there, knocking on the door.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
He'll pull it on the read. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. That brings us to third and goal from the 6 after they went backwards on the last one. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Virginia has it back. The Cavalier offense headed to the field, looking for a productive play on first down. Running back searching for a hole. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Keep it on the ground. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive routes.
The option look. Got the first down and more. Oh, look out. There he goes. The 20. Touchdown, Cavaliers. And that one will give them the lead.
This quarterback is so unique and he's so special because of his running ability, his wiggle, his speed, and his burst in the open field. He's like a running back playing the quarterback position, and he shows you that on that play.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
21.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in.
Snatches it on the run. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Back to pass, it's Burks. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. The Terrapins decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And you couldn't ask for much more than that. A perfectly placed punt sends them inside the 5. Virginia sending its offense back onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Pulls it and fires to the left. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Single back formation, and they give it to it. They've got it out to the 34 after getting 5 there. The Cavaliers will snap it on 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on this. You might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
They bring him down. He's got a 1st down, but that might be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Virginia has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. 1st down to start the drive after the break. Give to the running back. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. They go to the ground. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. He'll take it himself. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
You know, we talk about quarterbacks having to make quick decisions, and I think you saw it on that play. Nobody open downfield, and he just decided to take off.
And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and short.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Yeah, and if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead, this coach will be ecstatic.
Now on the move. Quarterback gets past the marker. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And with another big play, he's over the 100-yard mark. And a lot of times when you look in the box score at the end of the game, whoever rushes for 100 yards, a lot of times they win the football game. This guy's been able to create big plays, and that's why his team's been successful on offense.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. Man, at this stage of the game, does that hurt to have 6 points taken off the board? Now they've got to regroup and try to get it in again. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
Wants to throw on second down. Setting up the screen. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. Here comes the option. He'll pitch it. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia! That score pushes us out to a comfortable margin, and they are oh so close to a 10-game winning streak.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Looking to throw, it's Burks. Shoots it to the left. Complete downfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Going up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are first down.
Another first down.
They want to just keep throwing it. And the pass hits, picked off. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Right back to it. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.